And it is my honor and privilege to anchor this closing session. My name is Anish Dey. I lead the oil and gas energy sector, energy, natural resources, and chemical sector for KPMG globally. And I have had the privilege of working with the ministry closely, but I have rarely seen something of this size, scale, and ambition playing out. So we have this closing ceremony and closing event where we have a few things. But as we go into it, without further ado, may I request Honorable Minister Shri Hardeep Singh Puri ji, Minister for Petroleum, Natural Gas, and Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs to please come on the stage, sir. Also, Shri Pankaj Jain, Secretary, Petroleum and Natural Gas, please join us on the stage. So I'm sure you'll agree that this is something which we have never seen in India before, the scale of things, certainly not in the energy sector, and through the journey I have personally traveled, I've never seen something like this. And this is just the first India Energy Week. It's such a fantastic start. I'm just excited about what will come as we go forward into the future. So as we close this event, we have a few things lined up. We have, we had many things. We of course had the conversations, the sessions, the panels, the addresses, the exhibition, the fantastic exhibition, but we also had a few things which happened alongside. We had an essay contest where we had the youth of the region, of the state participate, and about 300 schools in Bangalore. It was conducted in Hindi, English, and Kannada, had over 2,000 entries around the topic of energizing life.
I asked for another speaker to be put behind door.
Which is life being the mission for lifestyle and environment, which Honorable Prime Minister has laid out as an absolute clear direction for all of us to have. 10 best entries have been selected, and today we have with us the parents and teachers of the winning students. Now, people who have evaluated this absolutely swear by the quality of the entries, and it was no order or ranking amongst those 10. In fact, those 10 were very difficult to select, and there's no order. So I'm going to call out those names in alphabetical order for the students to come and receive their certificates from Honorable Minister and be congratulated by Secretary. So first we will have A. Lalitanjali. Lalitanjali, please come on the stage and receive your certificate from Honorable Minister. Congratulations, Lalitanjali. Many congratulations again, Lalitanjali. Do stay on the stage at the other corner. If you could stay there, we will. Please come over here and tell us.
I'm told something like 2,000 students participated. Out of them, 10 are being awarded today. So when I congratulated this young lady, what's your name?
Lalitanjali, sir. Lalitanjali.
Lalitanjali. I said, are you happy? She said, yes, she's happy because she's being appreciated. I said, but what are you going to do with the gift voucher? So she did not know that she is getting a gift voucher. So I'm now going to ask her, what are you going to do with 10,000 rupees of Amazon?
So, as usual, I'm going to just browse something and whatever attracts me. I'm fond of watches, wristwatch. So maybe I'm just going to buy one.
Well, whatever you do with it, I'm sure you will make a mature choice. Heartiest congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's not just the gift voucher, but also some additional goodies which are going to be there. Lalitanjali, stay on the stage. I'm going to call next Aditi R to come over and receive a certificate. Aditi, please come. Please stay on the stage, Aditi. We will have a group photograph together. Next, we have Benina Hemant. Please come over, Benina. We have next Geetika D, please come over. Next is Mrinali Bhatt. Please come over. Next is Bhavna Bhatt, please come over. We have next Samyak Shetty. Samyak, please come. Spandana Kulkarni, please come over. Trisha PN, please come over, Trisha. And finally, Tia Chopra, please come, Tia. May I now request all the awardees to come forward and have a common photograph with Honorable Minister and Secretary, sir. You can be on both sides. Thank you, and do collect your vouchers and the other goodies as you go. They will be provided to you. Congratulations again. Thank you. Now, it is not just about awarding or recognizing young individuals. The Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Minister have been consistently recognizing the value the youth of the country bring in different forms, and this includes young companies. We had 20 startups participate in Hall 3 and Hall 5 of this event, and they were all high quality. But if we had to award a few of them, there had to be a process, and that process was led by Shri Sarthak Behuria, former chairman of BPCL and Indian Oil. And out of those 20, 3 have been selected. And I'm going to call on those 3 best companies to come and take their awards for being the best startups at IEW 2023. First is Beta Tank Robotics Private Limited. Please come over. Thank you. The next is Kalisha Private Limited. Please come over. Finally, thank you. And finally, we have. Sorry.
Take the stage for a moment. Yes. Sorry to disturb the flow of the session. I wanted to take a moment to thank Oil India Limited for our support. Actually, we started when we were in college, and Oil India supported us at that point in time when nobody believed in us, and that's the moment they came up, and we are really grateful to All India for all their support that they've given. And currently we are 25 years of age. The average age of our founders is 25 years. We are hopeful that you see us around for next 30 to 40 years in the industry. Thank you.
Well said. And indeed, we just must appreciate the support provided to these young companies by our PSUs, oil PSUs. It's just absolutely fantastic. The overall energy industry in general, but the oil PSUs have systematically made that happen. The third company is VDT Pipeline Integrity Solutions Private Limited. Please come over. Congratulations again. Now, while we close, and I know that the Honorable Minister has very little time, so if you take your seat, sir. We do want to hear from him about this inaugural IEW. You know, the scale, as I said, the grandeur, everything, the impact is completely different. And as I said, I have been absolutely exhilarated, engaged in this whole thing, and in some sense exhausted. I just wanted to ask Honorable Minister, how is he feeling now at this time about the past 3 days?
When I came in here, I heard my friend say, energized, he used the word energized, and then he said, but also exhausted. Let me tell you, with the benefit of my advantage in terms of age over you, the best form of exhaustion is the energized form.
Absolutely.
And therefore, I think all our friends who are here, you know, entrepreneurs, 10 youngsters who participated in essay competition. By the way, did you notice 9 of them were young ladies? So, I asked the sole young man, I said, what is it? He said, you know, you have to admit, they're a little better at expressing and articulating. And I said to myself, you know, this really is what the Honorable Prime Minister talks about in terms of Mahila Sashактikaran. Don't you agree with all that? So, then the startups, the exhibitors, they came from all over the world, the Indian exhibitors, the people who represent governments. And I think one thing we are all agreed, I mean, some of these satisfaction or joy an individual takes back may be slightly different. But I think I heard from everyone that they thought it was an excellent opportunity for us in India to have an India Energy Week, which will give our participants in the ecosystem, all the stakeholders, another bit of encouragement to showcase what India is doing, to strike business deals, etc. So I'm sorry I've given a long-winded answer to a very clear question. It's a good feeling.
It's a very,
and
very
you
good
said
feeling.
good things must come to an end. No, I want to nuance that. We are going to make this an annual event. An annual event means if you think you are happy this year, we will announce the activities beforehand, at least 6 months beforehand for the next event. Participate, and I would like that annual institutionalized event to build on what we have done this year, to tweak areas where we could have done better, and take this so that it becomes an India-hosted but global platform. Thank you very much, Anish.
Thank you. And you know, Honorable Minister has a knack of anticipating things and questions honed by his experience over the years in diplomacy and in politics. So he's already answered my second question about how he sees the future of the India Energy Week. But I have a related question. It's not just about the Energy Week, but it's a vision that the country has, the Prime Minister has laid out, you have propagated. How does the India Energy Week take that vision ahead, say 3, 4, 5 years?
Look, I joined the Council of Ministers in on September 3rd, 2017. I have been associated with the petroleum and natural gas portfolio since, I think, 9th July of 2021. One thing is absolutely clear, that the Prime Minister's vision, now I can tell you there is a general vision which has several components. One of them is that India will be a Viksit Desh or a developed country by 2047. That's a very clear statement of intent. It also introduces policy. On climate change, you know, the Honorable Prime Minister changed and radically transformed the Indian position. Earlier we were hiding behind the fact that, you know, we are not the real polluters, you know, the other guy is more responsible. We still maintain that, you know, common but differentiated responsibility position. But I think the Prime Minister was very clear. We owe a duty, we have a duty to our next generation. So the Indian line on climate is a very responsible line, and we have a certain objective, net zero by 2070, we'll do it much before that we will reduce so many billion tons by such and such year, that's one. But there is also the Atmanirbharta, and that translates itself into every form of the energy equation. We have 3.5 million square kilometers of sedimentary basin. Since 1947, we never exploited more than 6% of it. The Honorable Prime Minister has accelerated that. Recently, he took a decision, 1 million square kilometers, which was no-go area, is now made available for E&P. Data is freely made available, so it's no surprise, my friend, that not only KPMG but all the oil companies are here. They want to work with us and they want to work with you in order to be able to drastically increase domestic E&P. The same is the story on the green transition. We were stuck at 1.4% of biofuel blending till 2014. The Honorable Prime Minister set a target of November 2022 for 10% blending. We did it 5 months before time. We had a target of 20% biofuel blending for 2030. We are going to do it 5 years in advance by 2025. Now, since this is as good a setting as any, when I was going through the exhibition today, I came to a stall. I think was it HPCL, Rasal, HPSL. They had a little device there. They said they've got it from a European country. And they said if you take that device and put it into a car, a normal engine, instead of being able to take E20, it can take E85 fuel.
Yeah.
Can anyone not see the enormous potential that there is there? Why are we so happy about ethanol, even at 10%? Because 10% blended fuel means we save 41,000 crores, which is nearly $6 billion. But apart from the saving of $6 billion, we also gave $6.5 billion to our farmers. So today the people who are coming and meeting me in this technology hub, Bengaluru, are farmers, are people who are wanting to make ethanol from bamboo in the northeast, people who are very happy that we are having more ethanol produced from maize, from other feeds. Equally, when you look at the green hydrogen story, you know, when the Honorable Prime Minister said from the ramparts of the Red Fort that we will take up the production of green hydrogen in mission mode, the message went to all of us. But sometimes my friends in the private sector said, abhi kuch ho nahi raha, kuch nahi ho raha. Billions of dollars was coming in on investment on different parts of the energy matrix. But then the cabinet took a decision to set aside 19,700 crores for PLI scheme for the manufacture of electrolyzers. The recent budget has provision and people are calling it the green budget. This is work which has just started. How does it fit into the India Energy Week? This is one place where these conversations can be had amongst the rest of us. You know, day before yesterday, when the Honorable Prime Minister, in spite of his so many competing pressures on his time, he unveiled 3 initiatives. One, E20 or 20% blended fuel, which was scheduled to come on the market in April. He inaugurated the entry of that in, 85 pumps in different states. It's a pilot project, but soon we will go on increasing till we get 100% E20 blended fuel available till 2025. Some time ago, the Honorable Prime Minister from the ramparts of the Red Fort said, we are slowly but surely going to move towards reduction of single-use plastics and their ultimate elimination. Now, this is a highly educated global audience. You know what havoc single-use plastics are causing? There are mountains of that single-use plastic, the size of countries and continents, floating on the ocean. People discard them, they're casual about them, and then they cause environmental degradation, they cause havoc. And the Prime Minister set us, through his inspiration and guidance, that we have a situation in, can you put single-use plastic to good use? Now, I'm also Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs. I know where single-use plastics are being used to pave roads, etc. But it is also used to make fabrics. So, kitna? 10 crore? 10 crore PET bottles will be used every year to make fabric. The Indian Oil Corporation presented the Honorable Prime Minister with a jacket, a Modi jacket at day before yesterday. And ladies and gentlemen, my friends, you know he's wearing it in Parliament today. As he's speaking in response to the Honorable President's address to the Parliament, he's wearing that light blue colored pet jacket. So I could give you practical examples.
Yeah, but you have very little time. I have been warned that you have a flight to catch, so I must bring it to close. I must also mention, but without, it will be remiss of me not to mention, that as a professional, I have seen the toughest of challenges being turned into opportunities like nobody has done in the last few years. And that's an absolute honest observation. So we have to close, but in closing, in short, what is your message to the IEW audience? A short summary.
Well, first of all, before I give any message, I want to say something straight from my heart. A lot of people come up with good ideas. Then based on that idea, you conceptualized it, you set itself a target. But in order to implement that, you need great effort and implementing skills. So let me start by thanking my colleague, Mr. Jain, who is the secretary in the ministry. Through him, the officials, Aisha, the other officials, and through Mr. Jain again, the oil marketing companies, who did not treat this as a India Energy Week for the ministry. They treated this as a joint effort. I want to thank the other agencies which have collaborated with us. I want to thank everyone. So if this is a 3-day event from which we can go, I would have to name each one of you, those who compared sessions, those who moderated them. They'll take too much time. I'll probably write a letter of thanks to each one of you very soon. But the message that comes in, there is a need for the narrative on all segments of the energy ecosystem to be addressed. And what better way can you address it than through collaborative effort of the governments, of the private sector, of the young startups, of the business communities and the entrepreneur. And I think what you saw here is a global mix of people representing all those segments. And I want to thank the government of Karnataka, the Honorable Minister who's here, through him the Chief Minister, because it shows that we all take collective pride in the fact that there's something nice happening in the energy sector. Our indigenization, our innovation, the solar cooktop. I mean, it's not something relevant just for the global south. I think there will be a replicability even in the industrialized west. I also saw an ethanol cooking stove. A lot of my friends from African countries were very keen on it. So these are places you come, display your ideas, show your contribution, and then that's how you come with tie-ups. My one message is, see you again next year in Goa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So with that, we will bring this session to a conclusion. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Secretary, sir. We will bring this to a conclusion and we will continue in Goa next year. So till then, do keep collaborating, do keep engaging. There'll be many forums, but we'll bring again all of us together next year. I am indeed looking forward to that. So thank you for being here in force, and we bring the event to a close.